transmission from HQ. There's an SOS coming from Dr. Eggman's base. Our last communication with our agent was 26 hours ago. We expect an immediate rescue. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Understood. Initiating the mission now.
Hello, welcome to another Let's Play of Sonic 6, host W Shadow with guests on today, TK and DevTour. What's up?
How's it going?
Hello. And special thanks out to sithwarrior26 for supporting us. Check out his YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/sithwarrior26. And now we have started Shadow Story. Quite exciting, isn't it?
Yes, this is the final story in the trilogy of Sonic 06.
Yeah, I've kind of been rated for this because of my memory of Shadow. Because when I first come back to this game, is that the only thing I was remembering was Shadow being too much of a big character in this game. And do you think that Shadow is a big character in this game?
Yes, his story kind of ties up all the loose ends as far as the past. Kind of like what Death to All was saying on the last Let's Play. Silver's story was based on the future, Shadow's was kind of based on the past, Sonic's was mostly about the present.
Yeah. But as from the intro, like Shadow's learned some new abilities. Like he was just sliding through them enemies like in an instant. Like what was that about? Like was that from like the previous game Shadow the Hedgehog? Because I never played that. Or did it come from this game?
Definitely came from this game. He has new chaos powers, which I really enjoyed. It made him more dynamic. He's faster, he's smoother, he can attack people in the air, he can attack people, he has combos now, he's really smoother, but yeah, I guess he's gained some powers, but I think they came from this game.
Yeah, so new character as well, introduced like from this Let's Play, Rouge the Bat. Can you explain a bit more introduction about her, where she came from?
You know, well, of course she originated from Sonic Adventure 2, but I don't really know what her origins are. I know that she's a government spy, of course, so she works for the government. She probably got Shadow this job, when you think about it.
Yeah. Like with Rouge though, it's like she feels more dependent like in this game. Like she's more dependent to Shadow. Like my like remarks to her is like from her beginning she felt more independent. Like she had to do what she had to do for the government, say like her job. But now she's got kind of a twist now, doesn't she?
She does. She's kind of a, well, her name is Rouge, but she's kind of a rogue. She'll do whatever it takes to get what she wants, even if it's stealing jewels, which has nothing to do with her mission, or just, you know, helping out an old friend like Shadow.
Yeah, it's like, where's that cockiness from? Like, where was that thrive for jewels like she wanted? Like when she wanted jewels, yeah, she got it, but she was always trying to betray people. Now she's forming a friendship.
Yeah, she's you know, kind of loyal to Shadow, I guess, and Omega. They've kind of formed a bond in Sonic Heroes, and it's kind of unbreakable. She really feels for Omega. She definitely feels for Shadow.
Yeah, because like the whole scenario of like Dark and Hero Sonic Adventure 2 feels so forgotten now, because like I always just assumed that Shadow should have been like the evil character, but now he's on the good side, right?
He is, yes. He's left in Shadow the Hedgehog. He kind of left his past behind him, so there's no reason for him to try to destroy the world anymore. There's, Black Doom revealed his plans, and Shadow didn't go along with it, and so he's actually decided to work for the government and help the planet that before he was sent to destroy.
Black Doom there. Like, he's already killed his father, but that should have kind of took more like evil within him, I guess. Like, wouldn't you kind of like get your revenge after killing your dad?
Well,
it's quite a different, quite a mixed up because he actually killed his dad. But I'll definitely take like his role afterwards, I guess. Family stuff, family matters, right?
Well, yes and no. See, Shadow has a creator, and he also has a father. See, Black Doom was his daddy. That's where he got his blood from. However, Professor Gerald created it, and Gerald created a failsafe so that Shadow couldn't be controlled by Black Doom. He could have his own free will and choose to destroy the world or choose to live in it and be an example.
Oh, cool. So more onto the action stage, White Acropolis. Like, we've seen this from Sonic and Silver. So what's the difference between Shadow's White Acropolis between the others?
Shadows was more of a course. It was still pretty open and explorable, but his vehicles, he had a ton of things that Silver didn't have in his version.
Oh, cool. So we're just gonna take a little peep from another cutscene.
And we got an S rank once again.
That's a good way to start from Shadow's story.
Don't you want to know what this is?
My assignment was to rescue you, nothing more.
Fine. With you, it's always business. It seems they don't want us to leave.
Let's get this over with.
So it seems that we're on the first Shadow's boss fight with Egg Cerberus. So is it going to play out the same as Sonic's boss fight with him in the beginning as well?
A little bit. You still have to grab hold of him and steer him into objects. But there are a few more objects in Shadow's version. And, it's in a snow setting instead of sand. And I believe that enemies pop up if you step into the light. I could be mistaken. My memory hasn't been the same since I haven't played this game in like six years or so.
Yeah, it seems like it's pretty much the same. Like, you just ride onto its tail and control its head. But the only thing is now, you're a black hedgehog with a bat around you
instead of a balloon with a fox around you. That's true.
Yeah. So it seems that also that has the same damage requirement. And the dog's, I think, okay, maybe the dog's getting a bit crazy, I guess. Like, he's starting to run a bit more faster to side.
In this version, it looks like he may be a little bit harder to control, and at the same time, he does look a little bit faster. I remember Sonic kind of struggled to catch up with him, where Shadow, or vice versa, Sonic just kind of caught him easily, where Shadow's kind of struggling to catch up with him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but you're right though, like these enemies are popping out of nowhere and I think it was because of the lights. And you can gain a bit of bar, because I'm seeing on the right bottom of the screen is that the bar is growing up there. So what is happening with that bar, and what can you do when it actually gets full up?
Well, in this game there are chaos drives, so every time you kill an enemy or I believe it's just when you kill an enemy you get chaos drives, and it fills up that bar. For Shadow, once that bar is full, he can actually use chaos control powers at levels 1, 2, and 3.
Chaos controls power. That sounds interesting. What is that? More extent.
It's basically it's kind of like a mixture of Team Blast from Sonic Heroes and his chaos powers in Shadow the Hedgehog, but it's a little bit more dynamic. It actually integrates itself into his attacks. Instead of him just blowing something up or stopping time, he can actually kick and punch and teleport, and this is probably Shadow's most dynamic game right here.
Nice. So like, instead of like trying to home attack into a board like Sonic does, he actually punches and kicks.
Correct. Just like we see here, he does a tornado kick, he has a lightning bolt that stuns enemies, he has a lot of chaos powers that we've never seen before in any other Sonic game.
Oh yeah. So do you think that this all came from that TV show, Sonic X? Because of most of the fighting scenes was like punches and kicks, but the same thing was that Sonic had a punching and kick at some times, like with that Sonic X show.
That's true, and that's a good question. I'm not sure if they took elements from Sonic X or not. I do remember he did have a lightning bolt in Sonic X, and the Chaos Sphere, and of course he had it in Sonic Adventure 2, but it was much harder to do. Here you can just press a button and it's done. No collecting rings, no charging bars or anything like that.
Yeah, you just got an A rank,
Not even a challenge.
and that was alright. Next cutscene.
Ah, Soliana, the city of water. It has a constitutional monarchy, you know. The primary industries are tourism and crafting precision machinery. The current sovereign is Princess Elise III.
Why does Eggman's base lead to an odd place like this?
How should I know? I just followed my orders and retrieved the item. Anyway, I have a little favor to ask of you. Could you escort me to the GUN rendezvous point?
Where's the rendezvous point?
It's the ancient castle of Soliana in Kingdom Valley.
Rouge, respond.
So after going to the Soliana laboratory, I think Shadow and Rouge has reached a point where they can gain the information of what they needed for their mission. Now Rouge wants another favor from Shadow, from the rendezvous point, as he said here from Shadow. Where's the rendezvous point? But yeah, Shadow's being all nice. Like, Shadow was never this nice to Rouge. Like, all he cared about was his own mission. He didn't want to give favors to Rouge, isn't it?
Back in the old days, yes, but they formed many bonds over the years. Shadow saved Rouge's life once in Sonic Adventure 2, and really, Rouge saved his life in Sonic Heroes. So they have a bond, and they've even worked together in Shadow the Hedgehog.
That's very true. Like, they are actually gaining a bond, but it kind of separates their personality. It's like, if you have so much of a bond, you forget what your main morals are. Like, Rouge with Jules and Shadow with Maria, I guess.
Well, in this case, Shadow has a much clearer head because he's let Maria go completely. Like we saw at the end of Shadow the Hedgehog, he had a picture of Maria, and he just kind of like threw it to the wind, and that was it. He just really like let her go. So he's finding a new purpose in his life, and that adds depth to his character, but at the same time, it kind of takes away his original point of existence.
Yeah. Yeah, because like his identity is kind of like thriving away from something different, even though it's building some more character relations with other people. But come on, man, like main priorities first, like what he first came for, I guess. And like about that, it's like he doesn't really need to kind of like meddle in like with other plans, like with Eggman or anything. And like he is like now part of the government. But I was really thinking that Shadow could have been more of an individual person, doing what he needs to do without any help with others.
Yeah, he can, pretty much do whatever he wants. I mean, he's powerful enough without any help. However, without his acquaintances, I'm not going to call them friends just yet, but without his acquaintances, he would have been quite lost.